Good morning. I hope you're enjoying beautiful weather wherever you are. It's certainly beautiful this morning after a lot of rain and grayness starting late yesterday afternoon here. It's Easter Sunday, so I know many of you will be experimenting with a way to do maybe your traditional Easter holidays with your family. You're probably doing something different this year. It's a beautiful holiday in this country, and when I think about it, I think that ceremony, that beautiful custom that we have, is great joy after a time of sadness and tragedy, and that's the way the world operates, isn't it? So everything is impermanent, and suffering is impermanent. This virus is impermanent. So I think we have to keep remembering that all conditioned things are impermanent. And that's the nature of this reality that we live in. And that's one of the important lessons we're always working with and being mindful of in our Buddhist practice. That everything is changing constantly, that even what we call ourself is in constant flux and constant change, and everything is impermanent. So there's nothing good or bad about that. That's just the nature of reality. And when we're mindful and present in our lives, we see that and we feel that experience. And it doesn't give us pain, it can give us joy. In this case, the impermanence, knowing that there'll come a time when life is back to a new normal for us, and we'll look back and wonder, oh, what did I do with all that time I had? Now, if you have a house full of family members, I'm certainly speaking from a different place. You probably have your hands and your mind full all the time. But that's even then is a good time to be thinking about, how am I rediscovering myself in this time? How am I working on my friendship with myself, in addition to our friendships with our noble friends and our family members, our loved ones? What are we doing to appreciate every moment those connections we have and improve the lives we have when things are normal? That's what we should be thinking about these days, and making a little time in each day to be more aware of the people we love, to get in touch with them, to stay in contact with them, to see what you can do that they may need, or a way you can cheer them up, or just be there for them, someone to talk to. So these are important times for us. It's not just how are we going to get by. This is, who am I? How do I want to live? And what am I doing in my life that I can see now? Maybe I can let go of some things. Maybe I need more of this time to have a little bit more meditation in my life, a little bit more family in my life, maybe a little bit more time to just read or think or be more contemplative. And this is a wonderful opportunity for us to look at some of those things, because we've been shaken out of our daily routines. And as painful as that can be, and as bad as it can be for ourselves and others who are affected by the virus, it's also a good opportunity for us to just look at our lives. And are we living the life that we want to live? So this is a day of transformation and a day of celebration for a big part of the world. And being in this culture, it's a beautiful part of my life too. So let's celebrate today, whatever faith you are, whatever tradition you come from. it's an opportunity to reach out to people and say, how are you today? What are you doing? So think of joy. We can find joy in moments. We may find joy because we know there are things that need to change in our society, and we can see that this may be an opportunity for us to be prepared for that change and be part of that change. So wherever we're coming from, there are moments of joy. Even if it may be having to reflect on the life of a loved one you've lost, you'll find joy in those reflections of your loved one. Okay, let's sit, and then you can get on with your day. I have a squirrel who wants to come in. I'm glad I closed my patio door. Okay. By now you're probably all comfortably seated. So gently close your eyes. Let a smile play on your face. It really makes your face feel better instead of just dropping into that kind of downward movement of faces. And just be aware of your breath. Breathe in and out through your nostrils if you can. Traditionally, we feel the sensations of our breath around our nostrils, but I think that's also a good practice to feel it in our bellies sometimes. Let that be the spot that we're observing, but choose one or the other. Either feel it as your belly rises on the inhale and then contracts on the exhale. You can put your hand on your belly. It's a more basic, easier sensation to feel. And if we're paying attention to the sensations around our nostrils, it's a more subtle sensation. And I think if we're watching our bellies, putting our hand there, it's helping us take those deeper breaths, letting them become more your normal way of breathing when you can stop and breathe. And I think with the COVID-19 all over the world, this deeper breathing during our meditation, and anytime we can pause and think about it, be mindful of it during the day, we're symbolically taking that deep breath, wishing that so many people who are ill could do exactly the same thing. Imagine you're breathing for someone. Traditionally, when we meditate, we watch our breath because it's with us all the time. We can't misplace it. And it becomes the object of our meditation. That's where our attention is focused, just on our breath. We could be looking at a candle or looking at a beautiful rock. But we can always work with our breath. And I think working with our breath helps us stay connected to our bodies. And our body is our best teacher. We can learn so much from everything going on in our body. So just relax and breathe. Be aware of that breath. We inhale. That breath is in our body for a little time, and then we exhale. There's the rising and the sustaining and then the decline. So that breath is exactly like all of life. There's the rising, and things stay for a while, and then there's the decline. Don't push your thoughts down. Don't repress your thoughts. But we don't have to feed them with our attention. We're not working with our thoughts right now. So just let your thoughts come. They'll maybe stick around a little bit. If we're not feeding them, then they'll eventually go away. The governor of Illinois, Governor Pritzker, said the most beautiful thing yesterday in his daily address to the people in Illinois. He said, this is a time where everyone's going through so many different feelings and experiences and difficulties. And he said, feel everything. Said this is not a time to repress and hold down our feelings. He was telling people it's much more healthy for us to be aware of our fear, be aware of that pressure we feel or anxiety we feel. And I thought, how wonderful. He said, feel everything, experience everything, don't repress it. And his concern is the mental health of people as they go through difficult times. But was exactly perfect. When you sit and you're breathing and you're in the present moment, those feelings do rise up. And that's sometimes what we turn into thoughts. Be aware of those feelings rising up and let them come up. But we don't need to begin to try to fix them or change them or start thinking about them or thinking about what's the problem they represent, how do we fix the problem. Be with your feelings, whatever they are. If there's sadness, loneliness, anxiety, anger, whatever arises, let it arise. Then let it go. We can recognize it and accept it and look at it. But then let it go and come back to the present moment. Don't stick with it right now. If we can see it for what it is clearly, then we can deal with it. We can take care of it. We may just need to acknowledge those strong feelings. Be tender towards them. Just keep breathing. Let it all rise up. Be accepting of whatever arises. Just look at it. Observe it. Don't think about it. Back away from thinking, but just observe the emotion. Observe those tendencies in your mind to start thinking about it. Right now, we just want to look at it, observe it, recognize it, acknowledge it. And let it go. And when I say let it go, I know that doesn't mean it's gone forever. It may come up again a minute later. But we're working on it when we recognize it and accept it. Remember to let your breathing go down to your stomach. Feel a little bit deeper breath than we typically take during meditation. We're breathing for the world. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting your thoughts just come and go. Being aware of what you're feeling. And you'll discover joyful, happy thoughts or feelings as well. We're working with feelings, not thoughts. See those happy feelings arise, or feelings of joy. Seeing a flower, seeing spring coming, knowing someone is feeling better. Think of all the little things during the day that bring you joy, that bring you a feeling of relaxing and comfort. Feel it all. Now as we end, let's practice a short loving kindness and compassion practice. So send those beautiful, good thoughts to yourself. May I be well. May I feel safe. May I be living with contentment, taking care of myself. And may I live in peace. Then send these same thoughts, using your own words, send them out as wishes to your loved ones. Your family members, your noble friends, your extended family of friends. May all my loved ones be well, and may they feel safe where they are right at this moment. May they be content. May they be filled with peace. Now think of anyone or any people, whether you know any or not, to all of the people who are sick, people getting well and going through a long recovery, but they're recovering, and people who have died. This loving kindness practice can be extended out to those people who are dying, who have died. And if they're confused, it can help them in their confusion. May all of the people I know personally, the people in this country, the people in this world who are suffering from this specific virus, people who have died, who may be dying right now, who may be in the hospital, who may be recovering. May all of these people have a calm spirit, may they feel safe with their caretakers or wherever they are. May they be well cared for. And may they have peace. May they be surrounded by peace. And now just allow these same wishes and these same good thoughts to just radiate out from you, out through all of this world to all living beings, human and non-human, all creatures, beings we can see and the ones we cannot see. Throughout this world and this entire world system, may all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering, free from fear, worry, and anxiety, free from hunger and thirst. May they have shelter. And may all beings be able to live in peace. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, and thank you so much for allowing me to come into your lives for this time. It's a wonderful, wonderful practice for me. I hope it's benefit to you. Thank you.